Hello everybody, John here, and today onto the garage we're doing some more bits and pieces on garden tools, and I'm going to share with you my hedge trimmer. Hi everyone, half decent day. It's towards the end of March in Lincolnshire. And I'm quite lucky in that I've got sufficient garden and space around me that power tools for the garden that are electrically operated, whether they be corded or battery operated, really aren't practical or useful. So I've always had petrol powered tools. And about 8 years ago, I got fed up of, quite frankly, junk tools that I'd been buying because they were cheap. And I'm not a gardener and I don't necessarily want the best kit, but I just bought cheap and cheerful, and they're always breaking, they're always jamming up, gumming up, don't work properly. So I started buying what I considered to be the best DIY tools that you could get, and best includes value for money. Now, I'm not a gardener, so don't judge me, but I am an engineer and I do enjoy researching kit and tools and all the rest of it. And so slowly I replaced all my bits and pieces with what I consider to be really good stuff. And today, because the weather's half decent, I think I'm going to do a little bit of hedge trimming. And why is that interesting? Because I'm going to show you my Echo hedge trimmer, which I bought, it's about, I'm not absolutely sure, 8 years ago. And I've still got, and I'm still using, and it's absolutely fantastic. And at the time I did an awful lot of research and umming and ahhing. So what I thought I'd do today is share with you the experience of starting this thing up genuinely after it has not been touched for, almost embarrassed to say, 8 months. Just circumstances meant that's how long it's been. So right down to unlocking the shed, I have genuinely not touched this. I'd also like to say that with these videos on my gardening tools, quite a few people have watched the ones where I've done on my garden shredder, for instance. There is absolutely no sponsorship bias involved in them whatsoever. All the garden tools I've got, I bought with my money. I've not been asked to make this video by anybody. I'm not making it for anybody but you. So yeah, take my word for it. That's all I can give you. That what I'm saying is without bias. So that's my hedge trimmer. I've got an Echo HC156, made in Japan. So I'm going to get that out, and it's genuinely not been touched, and we're going to see how it goes. It's not even clean, as you can see. One-handed, that's a bit difficult to get off the hook. Okay, here we are. Let's have a quick look. So as you can see, it's sort of sub 1 metre hedge trimmer. I don't know the exact length, but I would say it's about an 800mm bar, if that's the right word for it. If it was a chainsaw, it'd be a bar. Let's see. First of all, you can see it's not been used in a long time, he says, I hope. That is the bulb that you use for priming the fuel, and it is bone dry empty. Quite dirty. Little fuel tank with a little bit of fuel in there, not an awful lot. And a tiny little filter on the side. So all I'm going to do is just spin this off. I certainly don't cosset these tools, but I do know enough to know that if you just give them a clean at least once a season, they're going to last a hell of a lot better than if you don't. Okay, so we've got a little filter. No great degree of debris on that. It's got a little bit of oil in it. This is a 2-stroke machine, so that's to be expected. Oops. Just a little bit of gunk in there. But nothing much. Get rid of that. Put that back on. Like so. So that comes under the category of nothing to see there. And just wipe a little bit of grime from the plastic housing. And off the fuel tank. Okay, and then here we have a spark plug, well sorry, the spark plug lead I should say. It's worth pulling the lead now and again. Oh. There we go, it's off. And checking to see if the end of the spark plug has come loose. These unscrew. That's still snug. And this is not grimy in there, so it'll have a decent contact. Push that back on. All good there. Look at the bar. And yeah, it's got a little bit of light surface corrosion on it. But nothing too detrimental. All I do is give it a liberal dousing with, in my case, WD-40, but that's not because I'm promoting the stuff, it's just what I have lots of. I might have to go and get another can. Yeah, that can's, this can's about done. Yeah, I'll go and get another one. There you are. Nice new can. And just give that a liberal spraying. As soon as the bar has been moved a couple of times, I'll respray it so that we're into all of the surfaces. That's about it. Now, the only way in which I cosset these tools is I use this fuel. Again, not sponsored or anything, it's purely the stuff that I like to use. Aspen Fuel for Professionals, 2-stroke. So what this is pre-mixed 2-stroke. It has oil in it, but it's formulated in such a way that it doesn't gum up or degrade when stored. Now there's only a little bit of fuel in this tank, but it won't have degraded, whoops, a bit windy, because I only ever use this stuff in these. Now that does mean my fuel is rather more expensive than straight petrol and 2-stroke oil. However, I'm not messing around mixing fuels. It doesn't go off in the tank. It burns a lot cleaner. And as it says here, look, easy start, ethanol free, for long storage. Aspen alkylate petrol ready mixed for 2-stroke engines. You can get it for 4-stroke engines as well, but I use straight fuel on my lawnmower, which is ride-on, and don't worry about it so much because that fuel tank gets emptied real regular. You're using it a lot. This is a little less commonly used, as is my strimmer, so it will have fuel hanging around in it for quite some time. Plus, 2-strokes can be really hard to start after they've been laid up. Once they're going, they're amazing things, but they can be finicky. Now, genuinely dry as a bone. There's the fuel coming in. There we are. We just sucked in some new fuel. I'm going to flick this to choke. Experience says as soon as this thing starts, it doesn't need choke, and it may not need choke at all, but obviously it's been laid up, so I'm going to try it. On the handle, we have a kill switch, which is on kill, so I'm going to flick that up, and then it's a pull to start. 8 months. It's going to take maybe a couple of goes to go, but I'm very hopeful. Come on, Echo, you can do it. Don't embarrass me now. I've just bigged you up. It's got to suck the fuel through, obviously. Felt that fire. There you are. I flicked it off choke the moment it fired. And that's it. Now I'm just going to give it a few seconds. And then it's one of these with a centrifugal clutch, so whilst it's idling, it won't work the trimmer. I'll give it a few revs, get the trimmer bar moving, and then we'll respray it with the WD-40 some more. Okay, that's been idling for about 1 minute. The exhaust on this side, so I'm going to aim that away from me and the camera. So I'll come around the other side. There's a safety lever here, you have to squeeze before you can work the throttle. Lovely. So, pretty successful startup. allow for pulling the fuel through. See, it really didn't take any starting. I'm going to let that sit for a few minutes, and then I'm going to restart her and do a bit of trimming, and that's it. And that's why I felt that it's worth getting these good quality tools that just work. There are other brands that are probably as good, equally as good as this. There are certainly what I would call professional bits of kit which are better. But are you going to get the value of that investment back if you're not using them commercially and using them every other day all through the season? This is going to come out 3 or 4 times in a year, and it's going to make my life very easy, and it's going to be a joy to use, and I might lend it to my brother. So value for money does come into it. This was not a cheap machine, but it's certainly not as expensive as they come. Part of the issue with it being 8 years old or more is I will try and put a link in the description below, just so that you guys can have a look at the exact item. The exact model may no longer be offered. If not, I'll put the equivalent. But yeah, have a look in the description below if you'd like to see how much these things are costing at the moment. I'm not going to say, because it will be wrong as soon as I say it. Let's give this a quick go. So there you are, Echo HC156, the best domestic standard hedge trimmer. I believe so. Be interested to see your thoughts. But my 8+ years of experience with this machine means I'm very unlikely to be easily convinced. But bring it on. In the meantime, plenty hedge trimming to do. If you like this video, then please consider subscribing to the channel. More like this coming soon. Bye. If you're enjoying our channel, then don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell icon so you get notifications of new videos. And please give us a thumbs up or thumbs down, and you can share the videos. And below the video is always the area where you can comment and get involved with the chat.